One content creator I look up to super heavily is Ryan Trahan. The genuineness is what I'm always trying to capture, is like that guy is just straight true to himself. And he's just, over the years, you can see him just getting more and more comfortable progressively on camera. And now he's this amazing storyteller. I think he's the best storyteller on YouTube.
All right, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Simply Winning Podcast. This is season 2, episode 8, and another day, right, Marcus?
Oh yeah, this is totally a new day for sure.
And we have a special guest today. I'm going to let Marcus do the introduction.
Yes, so we are at the podcast. We already had 2 podcasts today, so it's been wild. But we have a special guest, good friend. He's killing it on social media. Gaveren, I'm not going to say your last name because you need to say that because I'm not sure how to say it exactly right. So
no, dude, my name's awful. It's Gaveren Dochterman. But when people look at it, they get nervous because it's like this jumbled lettering. Is
that German?
Because it's like D-O-C-H-T.
You know, right? I just went to the Netherlands and some random guy, when we were staying at this place on this like houseboat that we're staying at, he told me it's Dutch.
Okay.
My entire life, my grandpa had always told us it was German.
Interesting.
And then it was Native American. I've got stories about that guy. He's been abducted by aliens. Like he's done everything. He wrote a book about it. Like
the guy in the Netherlands.
No, like my grandpa. Like it was on Amazon and everything.
No way.
Wow. Yeah, but it's apparently Dutch. But yeah, you guys probably exhausted. This is your 3rd podcast today.
Yeah, so we did 2 in the morning. Yeah, then we did some editing, some business stuff, and a meeting. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling solid. So this is your first podcast?
First podcast ever, but second time rambling, or multiple. I ramble, man.
That's good.
So I want to set the presence of like what he's up to and everything. So Gaveren, actually, he was one of the first people in Nashville, I feel like, to like really do this new era of like social media content within real estate, I would say.
Yeah.
And I was following kind of since the beginning. He did one of my our good friend Josh's apartments tours.
Yep.
And I've just seen you work your way up to these freaking crazy homes.
Yeah.
And it's been insane. And now you're like 350 something thousand Instagram followers, 130 total million views on YouTube with like 300 something thousand subscribers. I'm not sure what the other numbers are, but you went from, obviously where everyone does, they start from nothing and you built up. And it's really cool to see that journey, man.
Yeah, I know it's kind of been insane. I mean, kind of like I wish I would have met you guys like 5 years ago. It's like my own fault for not connecting. I guess like when you're looking at everyone on social media, everyone is like bigger than you, better than you, and you feel hesitant to even reach out because you're like, well, what am I doing?
Yeah,
that's special or different. But yeah, I went from a couple thousand followers in 2020, end of 2022, I think is when I started officially.
Which is crazy.
Or like it would have been 2023, like basically around those 2 months. I think it was like around my birthday. But yeah, and then I'm here now, 1.2 million followers total, which is exciting. So and just growing, just trying to grow and like trying to go international with it, honestly, traveling and all that stuff.
Which is cool.
Yeah, I mean, just got back from like a trip from Europe. I haven't even had time to like even venture into editing, but like we went to 7 countries in 30 days,
which is crazy.
Which like, people ask me like, oh, where's your favorite place to go in this? I'm like, I have no idea. Like it was a blur. Yeah. It was a blur. Like every 1 or 2 days we're hopping on a plane or driving through the night, pulling all-nighters to like just get to the next destination. It was work. We saw
all that because that's a lot.
That was me. It was all me. It was all me.
A lot of time booking all that.
It took 4 months to book, just because the coordinating between all the homeowners and people hosting these places. So like, it took 4 months of like, I'm not even kidding. Like it was constant. It was work. Because a lot of people fall out and they're like, oh, we're not interested anymore, or like, we're booked up, or we don't want to do this. It has to be last minute. So you're just waiting.
You probably had to coordinate it to like where you were at, so you weren't like going here and then going all the way back.
And then you have to think about the money too. Of like, okay, what's cheaper to fly to this city first and this country first? Because like, it's funny. I saw like on Instagram the other day, like Europe, right? And like, I don't know. I didn't grow up traveling like at all. I don't know about you guys. If you traveled a lot,
the US a little bit, but not like overseas.
No, definitely not like international travel.
Like Europe, I don't know how many countries are in Europe exactly, but if you place Texas, have you seen this image online? Like if you place Texas over Europe.
Yes.
Texas is like as big as Europe. And I feel like most Americans or most people in general do not know how small Europe is. So once you're over there, you can just go ding, 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 hit up every country.
Yeah.
Because it's tiny.
That's what I've heard. So I haven't like had like a lot of experience in Europe. He's had way more than I've had. But that's what I've heard. But like, I don't think people also understand how big the US is. The US is massive.
Yeah,
it's like
crazy.
And it has every single climate, which is wild. Like you can go from desert to, mountains and whatever else,
and snow
and tropical and all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, if you never travel, I mean, you really can see everything almost just in the United States. But like, there's so many countries I still want to like check off. Like, I'm not very well traveled. I'm trying to get there. Like, I'm very invested in like the culture aspect and meeting people, which is part of the reason why I like doing this content stuff. Just because you meet the coolest people and it's just so fascinating. I mean, you guys meet some incredible people just with the stuff you guys do and the industries that you guys are involved in. But like, yeah, especially when you start adding in the different culture aspect, it's crazy. Like in Europe, I feel like they're very like, I don't know. There's so much pride in their culture. You can like feel it, because you guys went to, what was it, Turkey?
Yeah, with Turkey, it was very cool. But to that point, like pride in the culture, like we went to a few different local spots, and the one that we were staying at, that one resort, it was like very close to there. And they were like excited to have us in. Like they were pumped that we all showed up. It was like, I don't even know how many of us. It was probably 9 or so people. And they were like, yeah, come in. Like they broke out all the stuff. They were like, don't even ask what to order. We're going to make you guys everything.
That's crazy.
And so we just tried a bunch of different food.
Hospitality. Yeah. I mean, like we have stereotypes for a reason. So like, it's funny, like witnessing and like living those.
Yeah.
But definitely when you come back home to the United States, you understand a little bit more why they exist about like, I'm talking about like stereotypes of like America.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I mean, all stereotypes are like somewhat true because of that. It was there for a reason. Like, it's like the funny version of whatever is actually true.
Oh, like, I was in the grocery section one time at like, I don't know which country it was, but we opened up the freezer because like, you're traveling every single day. So like you're buying chicken nuggets and pizza, and it was so funny. This one pizza, like it was a big pizza in the freezer section. It said Big American. And like, I took a picture of it and like, that is so funny. And it was weird because the irony in it, there was a pizza next to it that was even bigger than that one and had no like American slogan. It wasn't even making fun of us or anything.
That's funny.
So I'm like, if you're going to call it Big American, like a Big American, make it the biggest one.
Yeah. No,
like
sure.
At least be true to your name.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
So there's a lot of ways to make content online, and we probably broad strokes like what you're up to, but I like for you to explain like the content you're making, kind of like the goal, the like path you're on. I like to hear it, come from you.
Yeah, even before that, like when you all obviously, I know you wanted to be a YouTuber for a long time, like you wanted to get into this thing, but like how did you start from nothing? Like you had to create this for yourself. How did you get the idea and like actually start implementing that and like doing it? Yeah,
so I think we're all inspired by people. I was heavily inspired by like Daniel Mack, Caleb Simpson. Of like, they ask like, hey, what do you do for a living? Those type of guys. But I'm a realtor as well, right? So like I was transacting at this time and like I've been wanting to make content since I was 14. I've like made content for years and just like Call of Duty stuff. I'm like, I feel like everyone like in our, age range, 20 to 30, like played Call of Duty like every night, with the boys, like in a lobby. And that's what I was doing. And he's like, yeah.
Riley knows.
I know all about the MW2.
Yeah, MW3 was my game. MW3, I feel like is like top tier Call of Duty.
You think so?
Yeah, Modern 3. Like I can go back and I'll play that for hours.
I think MW2. I beg to differ.
I know.
I beg to differ. MW2, Black Ops 2.
Modern Warfare 3 was balanced, though. That's the thing.
Kinda.
Modern Warfare 2 was not balanced at all, and I think everyone can kind of agree on that.
It was good.
What I do miss the open mic lobbies.
What about
those are good?
What about the OG MW Modern Warfare?
No
one cares.
All right, what about Medal of Honor though? Come on, talk to me about some real stuff out here.
You said what?
Medal of Honor.
Yeah, again.
That was back in the day. Oh yeah, Riley knows.
That was back in the day.
Yeah,
too.
Riley
I
knows.
remember that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was a good one.
It definitely was not the biggest.
Yeah,
no, but it was one of the most classic.
Halo Reach, like I was on that.
Halo Reach,
Halo Reach, Halo 3, Halo 2.
Zombies.
Huh?
Call of Duty Zombies.
You get into the lobby, just start playing all that. That could waste so much time.
Yeah.
Just play video games.
Dude, I would have run.
But then video games, you had passion, making some content, and then
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it all started. And then I implemented that with real estate because I saw like there's such a big gap in Nashville. Nashville is a small city. Like it is. I know we've like doubled in the past 7 years, but still it's small and content is relatively a new thing, especially in like real estate. Content is a still relatively new thing. People are still like trusting me with like their listings to promote it and stuff, and video content, Instagram, TikTok, all of them, right? All the socials. But I just saw like a gap and I knew I wanted to implement it. So I started asking like your guys' friend Josh, right? I literally just said like, how much is your mortgage in Nashville? And I just started asking people how much their mortgage was because it pertained to what I do. And I kept on doing that and like stopping people in Lamborghinis, whatever was catching. And it just popped again and again and again. One of my most viewed videos is like this gal in Brentwood, super sweet gal, amazing family. And they let me tour their home for whatever reason. They just were super welcoming. And that video, I think collectively has to be approaching 50 to 60 million views on YouTube alone.
Was that your first video that like really popped off, or what was the first one that like?
That's the one that really on YouTube for sure. Okay, for sure that was like the biggest one. That's still a short. That was a short, yeah. And like short form content, like we'll talk about that too. But like the long form stuff about like I'm really dedicating more of my time to long form because that's how you build an audience. Short form content, like we've heard of these pop ups for like TikTokers and like they have 3 million fans, and then like. I think Mr. Beast's manager was talking about that a while ago about like how to create an audience.
He talked about it. That's my throat. Matt Dorley, he helps, manage Mr. Beast and all his brand partnerships. And he talks about it today where like you have the short form content, but that audience is more broad. Right. And those people won't, invest into your stuff all the time because it's very easy for them to consume. But then the long form is where you really want to get your guys to because that's like, it's harder to build. Yeah. But the monetization, the eyes, all that stuff, those guys are like loyal to what you're doing. Yeah. And that's like the biggest thing. I think that's what you're trying to do now.
Yeah. No, it's just converting people into like the long form stuff and like, seeing if they're going to, want to watch me for 40, 45 minutes, talk about a house, which is like not always the most entertaining thing. And that's why I'm trying to find a way to balance like the fun factor of the short form content into the long form while still being professional enough where realtors go, hey man, we'd like to have you out here and do this again and again and again.
I think it comes out of kind of the home you find because you could go out and find a lot of like really expensive homes, but you've been able to do the one in Arizona with like the race car, like the
go-kart tracks. Yeah.
It like catches the viewer's attention. Like that's so unique that they kind of want to watch it. Like if you're able to incorporate like mini games into your real estate stuff with like the one with the big one with chess, and then you have the go-kart and like
100%
stuff that kind of just like piques the viewer's interest and just
then just like here's a kitchen, marble countertop, a chef's kitchen, and here's the backyard on it's like that's boring. And real estate's supposed to be fun because it is fun. It's your home.
If someone's buying their dream home, they want it to be magical. Especially when they spend 40 mil.
Yeah, exactly. So I especially like going to homes that are already like done because they're lived in. Yeah. Because a lot of these homes, like new construction especially, there's no character, there's no story. And if there's no story, there's no content. And that's how like I view everything, and I'm sure you guys too. Yeah, it's the story.
You have to have that. But also with your content too, and I think that's why you do so well. And relatively like your numbers you're putting up with like these videos is ridiculous compared to like your following right now, which is kind of wild.
Yeah.
Like I think you're getting way more views than like you would think you would have more followers, which I get that'll come with the amount of views you're getting.
But I think it's also like a testament to like your content too. It's like it's good because not everybody, when a person watches a video, they don't always follow. Like I'm very bad at subscribing on YouTube. I'm very bad at pushing follow on certain things. But like I'll watch the stuff. I'll watch a thing. I'll watch a podcast and not even be subscribed to the podcast for like 6 months. I'm terrible at that. 100%. But you keep the attention. But I think it's also because the content you do, like your personality comes through it. And people like really resonate with that also. So it's not just a story, but you're also putting your personality into it. And I think it's a big thing and it's smart for what you're doing.
Yeah, just trying to build even if it's the smallest connection between someone. Because like one content creator I look up to super heavily is Ryan Trahan. That's like one of my goals one day, just speaking his existence, like work with him to some level, even if it's just one video for 60 seconds. But like the genuineness is what I'm always trying to capture is like, like that guy is just straight true to himself. And he's just over the years, you can see him just getting more and more comfortable progressively on camera. And now he's this amazing storyteller. I think he's the best storyteller on YouTube, like without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I watch this stuff a lot. And then I really don't watch anyone right now on YouTube. I just don't really have.
Yeah, you guys are just busy.
It's hard to
I really don't have time to like sit and watch the YouTube.
I know. It's nice to like night. You can just like kind of
I do agree with you. Storytelling is probably the best on YouTube. Because it's so like raw, but it's very authentic that the user or anybody can watch it and be like, I understand what he's doing. It's not like too much.
Exactly. And that's why like with his candy company that he was doing, like it just blew up.
Wait, what was it?
He has this candy company that he like collaborated with the company that like, it wasn't his product exactly. They had already built it out, but he gave it legs basically because he's able to provide eyeballs and make content. So he basically took this because he's got like a super dedicated following. I mean, like if this guy's in town, like I don't go visit people, but if he came to Nashville, no, like legit, I made a video about Ryan, I think like a year ago where he was in town doing his Penny series and he came through Nashville. I mean, like this dude was like sleeping in tents on the side of roads, just make it all across America to deliver a penny to Mr. Beast, right? Yeah. That was the storyline. And I remember him posting a video about like this super loud gas station that was playing opera music. And the reason they're playing opera music is to keep the homeless population away from the gas station. And I went there because I was like, why are they playing opera? Like at this time, I didn't really understand that. So
it was the 7-Eleven.
By
Smoothie King.
Yes. And I went there and I made a video about it. I don't even know what the video was. It's on my YouTube channel, I'm sure, like a short. I don't even know what I'm like, what did I even make a video about? Like, I have no idea. I'm like, I just know awesome. I did it. But like, at that point in time, I wasn't like, I was just making content. You know what I mean? Like it was about real estate, but it was also like I had some side quests involved in there with that didn't really, it didn't really like, you know, I also reviewed pizza at one point.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. That video didn't do that bad though.
But you were like kind of testing out different things.
Just testing it out, making content. Cause like I said, I've always just loved making content. Yeah. That's it.
I think people probably don't understand though how much like planning goes into like the actual, like obviously the shoot. And I know you want to like, you make it really natural. So when you go there, you don't want to like over plan that stuff. But like coordinating with the home buyer, the realtor, whoever you're dealing with, and then the actual editing, because we talked about this before on a few meetings we had, but like you set the edit to where you can have that most attention. Like you're really conscious of how you're putting that together. Yeah. Which is super important. No, maybe talk a little bit about that because those are like the small details that make the biggest difference.
Yeah. So, I mean, I always like, I don't know if I made this up or if I heard this somewhere. I honestly can't remember. But basically, you just have to be super ultra conscious of where you're making content, putting content. So it's like if I'm making content for Instagram or TikTok, you always have to be aware where your user is viewing a video. It could be on the toilet. Because again, swipe content, as you guys know, like they could be viewing anywhere. Like
most of the toilet.
We overthink everything, but like it's probably at lunch or you're on the toilet or you're walking down the hallway. It could be on mute. A lot of like, I forget the percentage of content people actually just watch on mute.
It's crazy. That's a big thing in the ad world where like
crazy.
If you're doing call outs, you want to make sure you have those because a lot of them are just watching it, especially for ads. They're all muted. So like I think it's like 90% of ads.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
It's super high.
So like just being like ultra conscious of like that has helped me. I think I swear I heard that somewhere. I'm not smart enough to come up with that on my own. I probably heard it on a podcast, but and then like just paying attention, like you go to the movie theater, right? You're dedicating 2.5 hours to go to the movie theater. You're paying the ticket. You're sitting down. People like my content's free. You know, our content is free. The content we're making for people is free. So just being conscious of where your content is going is super important because like retention and watch time is like everything. That's it. Yeah. It's just a game. And once you learn how to like play that game, and just really lean into it. And at this point, I can just open more doors, like literally. Literally, because you know the real estate world, but because people see the value that I have. Like, I think in July we're gonna go out to Arizona together and do this house tour of this $40 million house. And the reason that's being set up. And the reason the agent reached out to me for about doing a collab.
This is a wild story, actually.
It's crazy and like, but the owner of this $40 million house saw my video. You want to guess like where he was watching?
Yeah, how does he know this yet? Just guess where he was watching it. You'll never guess.
I don't remember where he was.
Where he was. Because like we talk about like the toilet. He could be walking down the hall. He could be
dinner with his wife. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
That's too normal.
No.
Like,
think of something like ridiculous.
Yeah, it's stupid. But and regardless of what your opinion is on this is where he was watching it.
Yeah.
He just got done killing a lion. And in Africa, and he was hiding in a bush. And then he pulled up Instagram for whatever reason and saw my video, sent it to his realtor. She reached out to me, and now we've got a deal, and we're going to do a tour.
It was just something, some very wealthy person.
Yeah, and that's always the biggest thing I get is like, oh, high net worth people do not watch Instagram. High net worth people are not watching your videos, and I'm like, dude Africa. Was in a bush in Africa and selling his house for $40 million. I think he's got some money.
I was not going to guess that.
I know. Another crazy
you never would, right? Because it's like, we don't know where these people are and where they're hanging out at. And it just takes one person, Yep. And then it's it.
Because, everybody's on the platforms.
Yeah.
Maybe some more people are on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, whatever it is. But like, everybody has it.
Everybody's got it. And if they don't, like, it's going to be sent to you.
Yeah. And if you think about like, where you're saying like where people are watching it at, like you're the same as everybody else. Like if you swipe through and you're sitting on the couch at night, or if you're in the bathroom, or if you're like in the middle of a break or whatever, like, people are doing the same exact thing.
Everyone's
probably driving. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just how it goes.
Loves the TikTok and drive.
No, I would never do that.
It's his favorite.
Only while parked.
Only while parked. Yeah.
So,
gosh.
You're obviously gonna keep probably doing like bigger and bigger homes and more like crazy experiences. Like, what's the goal? I don't know. Is there a goal? Is it like, like a short-term goal, long-term goal? Is it like, I would kind of want to move into like really, really high-end, real estate and yachts and like crazy experiences, or like, what does that look like?
So I'm sure everyone's heard of like Supercar Blondie.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately one day it would be cool to like have a platform where I have other creators below me creating content, because you can't be everywhere at once.
Yeah.
And that's what she's essentially done. And they've reached out to me a couple times to use my content, and I've always said no politely, because it's like I worked hard for that content, and it's one of those deals where it's like, but she's like the GOAT, obviously. And like, that's a good model that she's basically planned out. But I always want to stay somewhat real estate, cars, and things that move you around. So,
you need to try to work with the Four Seasons worldwide experience. Have you heard about that? You pay what they do is they sell like this really expensive, like all-inclusive trip. I think it's all-inclusive, but like you fly on the Four Seasons private jet, and they take you around the world, and they take you to all these different experiences, all these different dinners. It'd be cool if you like basically were able to make your content around that whole experience with them. That would be crazy. Because it's like something like no one. I think they'll do like different packages. I think like the one that they really try to push is like the main thing is like almost a month. Like you go to like 7-10 different countries, like
crazy,
all these different dinners, all these different restaurants. You stay at Four Seasons locations.
Okay.
In like Maldives or like wherever they have it all set up, but they fly you on the jet, like it's all included. Apparently there's like a chef on the jet that like they'll basically make you whatever you want, but you're talking like, I don't know how many. Yeah, it's like $200K a person.
Oh for my goodness, you should do that. That'd be.
What do you mean I should do that? Like for free, or like I'm not paying? Get paid. I buy a $200,000 ticket.
That's what I'm saying. Where you can get to is where you're like invited. To
okay.
Yeah. Well, I think you said that you want to be. You want to be one of the biggest. You want to be the biggest, like real estate, like this kind of content in the world, right?
I want to say real estate around their properties. I think that Four Seasons has like stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Where I see you like going.
Yeah, I'm about to do like a video at the Four Seasons penthouse soon. So like,
cool. What's her name?
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, so it'd be cool. She like apparently just showed this. People are just coming to Nashville, like just crazy people are coming in,
like buying here.
Yeah, like
people you wouldn't think,
people that you wouldn't think,
celebrities, A-list celebrities,
athletes. Actors,
are they all the above. Here, are they like getting a house when they're here? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're not spending all their time here. But they're definitely coming here, which is a big deal because
I can't imagine them walking on Broadway and bumping into Brad Pitt. You know what I mean?
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Hey, it could happen. Yeah. But yeah, stuff like that. I'm all about it. But the whole idea is just to build it into something that is bigger than me, always, and
so
still
like having a team and
having a team would be cool of like other creators. But it's always going to be focused around the idea of real estate, yachts, cars, anything that moves you A to B or something you can stay in. So experience is a good thing too. Like I just stayed in an igloo. So that's like more of an experience thing. You don't really stay there for more than a week, we stayed there for a night. Like my sleeping bag broke at like 4 a.m. And it's 15. This is in Lapland, Finland.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. In the Arctic Circle. Right. And so like in our igloo, it was like 15 degrees Fahrenheit. Right. And my sleeping bag broke at 4 a.m. And
had it break.
I don't know. I literally don't know. I just woke up and it was just broken. And I woke up because I knew I was like, oh damn, I'm cold. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm really cold right now.
Yeah.
And so like I noticed it broke. They give you layers and like this bag of water that you put by your feet so you don't, freeze. And no, it's like, it's a real igloo. It's not like one of these mirror structure boxes out in the middle where you can see the northern lights. It's a proper igloo. And it was cold. But it was an experience. So I'm all about doing those experience things, and just traveling really is the end goal, because I grew up not traveling. So now my goal is to
go see
travel
the world. Yeah. That's dope. So there's a lot of people that want to get into the space and like do all this stuff. What's some like advice, I guess, to, grow an audience in that way? Whatever they're trying to do. It might not be in real estate, it might not be in whatever, but a lot of people want, like, they see you, and you've only been doing this like not very long.
No,
and you've had so much traction. But like, what do you think? I guess first of all, what do you think is like the best thing that gave you that traction? Like, was it consistency? Was it like figuring out like the marketplace and like what was missing, or what do you think?
For me, honestly, like I had a genuine passion for it. So don't start anything if you don't have a genuine passion for it, because your fire will burn out so quick. And then, so just the genuineness behind your intention, I think, is super important. And more than anything that like trumped even like consistency for me was not thinking about the money. Mm-hmm. I've always been like, money will come, the whole saying of like, if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
It's the truest statement ever.
So true.
And it works in any vertical that you're trying to do. Like, so right now I'm just in build mode. I don't make a ton of money. Mm-hmm. I'm just still in build mode, even though I'm getting, 30 million views consistently for the past like 6-8 months. I'm getting 30 million views a month. That's fine. Content online, just so you guys know, you don't make a lot of money. You really don't make a lot of money unless it's on YouTube longs.
Yeah.
And if you have brand deals thrown in there, like the other stuff, like I think the most I've ever made in a month off of like TikTok and Instagram and all that, or whatever, Instagram pays nothing, by the way. They're stealing from creators, but TikTok does all right and YouTube does all right. Mm-hmm. Right. I think the most I made in 1 month was like $8,000. Yeah. That was like the biggest month, or maybe like 10 grand or something like that. And it's just from AdSense. Mm-hmm. But I've never really cared about making the money, because where you're going to be making money is going to be from like the brands and like agents, wanting you to come out in my space. Right. So, just focusing on the content. So I guess that's my biggest piece of advice, is just like going with a genuine intention.
Yeah. No, I think that's actually really, really true. Like,
people can sniff it out too.
100%. I always say it's like,
if you're not like true about it,
if you start something just in the pure fact of like wanting to make money, like obviously that's good if you're in, business or certain
obviously areas. You got to make money, right?
But you have to do it because you love it, or you have to do it for another reason. Because if you're worried about the money all the time, and I say it's like freelancers who want to build a team, they come in here like, how'd you do this? I'm like, because you wasn't about the money. Yeah. It's like you have to be operating in a business sense, but you can't do it to where you want to hold on to the money.
Yeah.
Or you have to have it come in and you just don't want to give it to anywhere, because you have to put it out there. Like, you're reinvesting into your stuff. You paid probably to go to Europe. Like, you're doing these things that take time and take money to like make it work.
Yeah, you invested in
just how it works.
Going to Europe, right?
Yeah. The only thing the entire trip everywhere I stayed was free, because it's just like that trade of services. Yeah. But with Airbnb owners, homeowners, you're not going to charge them. You know what I mean? It's just like, they're never going to do that, because the amount of money they make monthly on Airbnb isn't that much, because they have expenses and overhead. So like, you have to go in with like the intention, or like the, like a certain level of like, hey, I understand. Otherwise, you're not going to even get the content.
Well, it's an investment into what you're doing, though. Like, that's the content. So
totally.
Those things, you might have not get paid for that, but you'll get paid down the line.
Right.
And like, 2 years, 3 years, like it all accumulates all the whole
yeah,
thing.
it's a snowball.
Yeah.
Snowball effect.
And then you'll have that team and you'll have all those things, but it had to start with the foundation of doing all that stuff.
So would you say your like favorite platform to create on right now is YouTube?
Yeah, I mean,
one you're like really focused on.
Yeah, YouTube I'm super focused on. Like I just posted my first 40-minute long video, which is like
today, right?
Yeah, today.
Yeah.
And it just like it took forever. I hated it, and I need you guys to edit my stuff because like it's just like takes forever. But like investing into my own like content is gonna be like my biggest goal this year. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I love creating on all platforms. I love the short form content. I always will. But really, it's just going to be about building YouTube in 2024 for sure. Heck because I love YouTube. I've always wanted to do it. Like literally, like I was saying, since I was 14, I've always wanted to do this. And I still feel like I'm not quite there to where like I can say like I'm a YouTuber. Yeah. You know, I'm a content creator right now is what I'd like consider myself as.
Would you say you're a YouTuber whenever it's like really like full time and like actually making money? Is that what you would consider it? Or
well, I would consider you a YouTuber now.
I would,
but like I see what you're saying with like the goals you're trying to go for, because your goals are way up here, which is how I think like you have to go for the whole thing. But like for a lot of people, they'll look at your stuff and be like, "Yo, you made it." Like, that's what people would think normally.
Yeah, people see numbers online and they get excited, right? But they don't know the other numbers on the other side that I see. Like, you know, like the views and comments, and like trust me, like I've got the most random people following me that are like A-list celebrities. And it's just like the weirdest thing. And it's like I've tried DMing them before and left on red every time, obviously.
Really? Like, that's wild.
So they read it just
like Channing Tatum follows me.
Which is dope. That's the coolest thing ever.
So weird.
What was that?
Music.
Oh, I hate them so much. There are neighbors next door, and it's like a comedy club / like acting class.
Oh yeah.
I'll be here working late, and they're like so loud. It's nuts, and you can hear it right through the wall.
So he follows you. You message him, and he didn't respond.
Yeah. So I messaged Channing Tatum, and he didn't respond. He just left me on red.
I think one of your next.
He read it, so that's cool.
Yeah, he saw it, which is cool.
I think one of your next legs up is like really like getting into those A-list celebrities and like touring their homes and stuff like that. Yeah. Because then you're getting the notoriety of like who it is, and people just want to see it.
Yeah, no, totally.
You know? Who's the soccer player that's from
Messi.
Europe? No, that
Messi.
Ronaldo?
Can you imagine?
No, that lives out. He has a farm with the beehives I was talking about. David Beckham.
Oh yeah, Beckham.
Yeah, he's got like a really cool property like by the Soho farmhouse out in London, like Oxfordshire. And that would be just something I feel like would like be so cool.
Dude, he's got security guards for his security guards out there. It's like
obviously like, you'd have to line that up. But I'm saying like getting into that sphere of like, you know, the people, because not only
I'm not sneaking really in. Cool, I'm just saying like I just feel like there's no chance like, you know, someone, I mean, that's like royalty at that point. You know what I mean?
But there's
a way. That's
what you're doing now.
I don't know.
What you're doing now, you'll hit that spot where like people, they'll want you to do that.
I had Shaq repost one of my videos.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Dope.
That's crazy. Actually,
I feel like Shaq is a very open-minded person. I feel like he would do it. He would 100%.
Jason. So the people that are on social media, Shaq, Jason Derulo.
Yeah, true.
I'm thinking like those like higher end like influencers, but also they come like they're huge celebrities outside of just social media already.
Yep.
Yeah, like I feel like you could collab with them. Gosh dang it. I'm thinking of other. Anyways, you get the point.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Well, those people are also like they understand the value of it because they built their own thing. Like Beckham, you know, he's huge, but he's older. Like it's not his thing on social media. But like Jason Derulo blew up on TikTok. Overall,
did he really?
Yeah, dude, he had the coolest content.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like
no, but like he blew up on TikTok once it came out. Like he took advantage of that. Yeah,
hasn't he been around for like
he's been huge.
TikTok.
But he didn't have to, but he saw that value.
Not really
during COVID, dude. He was making so many videos, and he had an editor. They did graphic effect. They did all these skits.
Good for him. That's awesome.
So many crazy things. So did Will Smith.
Will Smith, Diplo has done some awesome stuff on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen his stuff. Diplo's TikTok is sick, or it used to be. I haven't seen it in a while. But
Run 8, which is.
Diplo?
I mean, how do we feel about like celebrities?
It doesn't even train.
Like doing that stuff though.
What?
You know what I mean? Like, how do we feel about celebrities doing content? I feel like it's like celebrities don't respect influencers or content creators the way it is. So it's like I feel like them coming into like almost like our space is like an easy cheat code for them, because it's like they already have a following, and them making content is like almost taking away from like our mini creator economy that we basically pushed. We created it.
Interesting.
We're putting the content out there, and they're just like jumping into it and be like, "Hey, I'm Dwayne the Rock Johnson." You know what I mean? Like,
unless they're the mega influencers like Taylor Swift, I still think they have to put quite a bit of effort.
Yeah.
Like regular celebrities, like they still have to put quite a bit of effort to get like a good, like a solid following. That's like where they're gaining a lot of fans outside of just their music or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fair.
Like, I'm sure Jason Derulo, a lot of his followers now don't like his music, but like his content,
for sure.
The amount he put into it was.
I think they're
cool.
just. I don't know how I feel about. That's a different aspect I didn't think about, but I think it definitely like prolongs their shelf life of being relevant and that kind of stuff. Like, because I mean, Jason Derulo hasn't had. He had a few hit songs like in the past few years, but like not huge. But he jumped on that and like helped him.
But there's some actors that like are like ultra famous. They're in like all the movies, and like they don't even like. There's a couple of celebs I can't name them off the top of my head, but like they don't even have socials.
Yeah,
like
they just
don't even have to have it. Yeah. It's not even a necessity to prolong their shelf life.
Yeah, we were with
just don't need it.
The stars of Breaking Bad a few weeks ago.
That's right,
and it was really cool meeting them. They were super nice guys, like the best dudes ever. But like they have social media, but they're not like big on it. They don't ever post. They don't do much. But
I don't know what's his real name. Sorry,
his name's I know, right? I forgot what his name is. He's tagged on my post.
But you know what I'm saying? Like he did a house tour actually. With his wife. I believe it's his wife, and they have a really really cool home. I think they did it with like Architectural Digest, and it's just like this gorgeous home. So yeah, some celebrities are like super open about like welcoming strangers into their spaces, basically.
Martin Coe?
Yeah. Well, I thought I posted
about the magazine thing we did.
No, but that's another guy. Was it Martin Coe?
From
he's the guy that was in Karate Kid. So he was the younger kid, like the villain of the story in Karate Kid, the original one. Mm-hmm. And then he obviously grew up and he was in the new one, Cobra Kai. He was the coach.
Oh, okay.
The older guy, but he started doing some more things. But he's like one of those guys that's like, so he was irrelevant for a long time and then was able to come back with that other hit show from his old movie that was a hit and then started doing more things. And that's kind of, but you're right. Like a lot of the celebrities don't do a lot on social. They don't have to.
Yeah, they don't have to.
No. But I think it's cool whenever a celebrity goes on there and starts like doing cool stuff. Like Will Smith's a good example of that. Like he put real effort into
it makes them approachable, which I think is super important. Like if you're selling again like a product or something, like I think the easiest example that everyone relates to is Mr. Beast. Mm-hmm. Like if you see a water bottle, like I think this is really pulling from like their podcast or some live thing they did. If you see a water bottle at 7-Eleven, you're going in, it says Dasani, I'm trying to think of other water name, and then like, you know, Dasani, essentials or whatever. And then like Mr. Beast, right? Yeah. You're going to probably gravitate towards the Mr. Beast, or the majority of, you know, people under like, I don't know, 17 and under?
Probably. 16 under? If they're a little bit younger, they definitely, I mean, I would, if I saw Mr. Beast.
You go try it just because you're like, well, Dasani, it's the same water, same idea. I'm going to grab the one because I've seen this guy's face plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's just like this kind of like crazy marketing strategy that's just like,
and then
just
the
works.
Rock with tequila and like, that was a huge play. I mean,
well, it'd be interesting too, because like you hear like the A-list celebrities who make, you know, a bunch of money, like The Rock, huge, gets paid well for all the movies, but you'd be surprised like at some of the numbers for like the celebrities that you would think would, you know, get paid a lot. Yeah. But like, dude, the last Wonder Woman movie, Gal Gadot, whatever her name is, she's A-list.
Yeah.
And she got paid like, I think it was $300,000 for that new movie. And it was, I know this because it came out with McGregor, who just had that Roadhouse movie.
Yeah.
That came out. He got paid $5 million. He's the highest paid first time movie actor ever.
$5 million?
$5 million for that movie.
Can you imagine negotiating a contract with Conor McGregor though? He's going to get what he wants.
Exactly.
He's going to get what he wants.
I know.
Like, dude, that would be like,
isn't it crazy?
I can't imagine.
Like, a Wonder Woman movie, she got paid so little. Obviously, she made more than that on, you know, brand deals and all that kind of stuff during the movie when, you know, the lead up to it.
$300K for playing a movie,
but not much. So like their shelf life, they don't do those verticals. The smart ones will do it because then you stay relevant. You can do more.
Yeah, well, then
things.
The Rock becomes a freaking character in the freaking long time series, bro.
Yeah,
I'm saying they're plug and playing him everywhere they can.
Bro.
Oh
yeah.
Speaking of like brand deals and just people with relevancy, I'm from Iowa. Mm-hmm. Caitlin Clark just landed a $28 million 8-year deal.
Much?
$28 million 8-year contract with Nike.
Which is
28 mil?
Oh, 28 mil.
28
mil. She needed that because her deal for the WNBA was $79,000. So.
That's craziness. Do we think she deserves more? I kind of personally feel like what she's already done in her short time, I think it should have been 28 mil for 4 years.
Yeah.
Like 28 mil and no signature shoe. She should have had it a signature shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Girls would, like, why would you not have 28 mil for 8 years plus a signature shoe?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, she's the only girl that plays basketball that I know her name.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And like the viewership, I mean, what was it? 14, I forget the numbers, but like they like did way more than the men's in the championships. Like
because of just her?
Just because of her.
Just because of her.
I think like
she changed women's
solely because of her, really, because
which is nuts.
Changed like women's NCAA basketball.
100%.
So she got 28 for how many years?
8.
8 years.
I mean, that's a lot.
It is a lot,
broke
but
a record, right? She had to.
Yeah.
She's breaking every record.
Yeah.
Every single record you think of, which is cool. It's just like, I like that we're putting Iowa on the map right now. I appreciate that. Which is cool because like a lot of times we're like, I say Iowa and then they go Idaho or like, I feel like I'm like, no, Iowa.
I guarantee no one hears of her unless she just like crushes, like she's like Steph Curry points every game for like the next year or two.
Yeah, I think
she's pulling up from the logo. Every shot.
No, I know, but I'm saying when she goes to the WNBA, if she doesn't perform for like next year, then I just don't think you'll hear of her much again. Like,
she'll have to come in like hot.
I'm surprised they did 28 mil for the next 8 years.
Well, did you see all like the
it's crazy though.
The veteran players all talking crap whenever she got the whole thing, and they were like, "Yeah, well, wait till she gets to playing, adult women. Like it's going to be way different." All this stuff. There was a lot of them. It was like 3 or 4 of them that were like the legends in the sport.
She moves different though. Like you actually watch Caitlin Clark play. She plays way above her level, not just way above WNBA level. Like she plays way above any other. Like the way she like, and also women's basketball is like completely changed entirely in the past couple of years. Like it doesn't even look. It's not even the same game.
Yeah,
it's straight up not even the same game. It's actually like. I turn it on when she's playing. When she's playing, like when Caitlin Clark's playing, I turn it on. Also Iowa, so it's like
because for her and everything.
I'm turning it on.
I'm wondering if she doesn't like really like make some crazy clips and do crazy stuff for the next year or so. I just don't think you'll hear from her for the like.
Well, like I mean, look at Zion or LaMelo Ball or Lonzo Ball. Like they faded out because of injuries. So as long as she can stay healthy, there's no reason why I don't think Caitlin Clark will be the face of the WNBA.
Injuries can wreck you.
I think if she comes in, I think she'll dominate.
I think she will too.
Speaking of sports and stuff, have you watched F1 at all?
No, I don't. I'm not really in tune. I'm not in tune with F1
until I started the Netflix series.
Oh, you started?
Like while we're when I'm on a plane and I can't work or anything.
Yeah,
dude, I'm telling you, it's you love storytelling and like series, dude. You should download it for our flight tomorrow. I'm telling you,
I'm gonna watch it. I've only heard good things.
The way, because I was making fun of my friend who like binge watched it. It was Jake Bryant back when like. Because they started it, they filmed the first season in 2018 or 2019, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like making fun of him for like binge watching it and then watching the stuff. And I'm like, dude, like, come on. And then I started watching it. I'm like, wow. Because it's like crazy, like how good these young drivers are. I mean, all of them are crazy.
Their reaction time is insane.
Like coming from sim racing too, right? Or do they talk about sim racing?
Yeah, no, they do. Because like sim racing is huge now.
Yeah.
And how they're able to test. Because, dude, like, these kids, there's like kids driving, like kids as in like 20-something-year-olds, like 19-year-old, like getting into this stuff. There's only 20 drivers in the whole world who ever at one time get to drive these cars. It's not like the football league or like soccer where you have a couple hundred players, like especially in American football, like there's tons of players on every team, but like there's only 20 in F1. Like
that's I didn't know that. That's
only
insane.
20, and you don't have like a teammate to sub you in. There's only 20 drivers at a time, like every year. Because I think there's 10 teams and there's 2 drivers for each team. And so you're trying to be better than your teammate, but you're also trying to win as a team because you want, like, for example, Red Bull's been crushing it. So, like, you want the Red Bull team to, like, win. And you need your team to have a lot of points. And how you get points is all the Grand Prix around the world.
Yeah.
And they tell a story of the drivers who, like, are falling off. Or, like, a new driver comes in and starts crushing it. And then their, like, teammate gets pissed. And they, like, will literally, like, they won't say it, but like kind of wreck them or push them off the track, and then they wrecked and like, dude, it's crazy. And they're going like 200 miles an hour at some point in those cars.
You're driving $1 million car.
You see the video? They're like they're this close. Their wheels driving, going around corners and stuff. But the way they tell the story and the owners, and you get like interviews with like the people and how much money goes into those cars. I mean, one little wreck is like $1 million, like gone like that. Yeah. And they rebuild the car every year. I don't know if you knew that, but they redesign and manufacture every piece every year. to like rebuild it and try to make it faster. Mm-hmm. And of course, like Lewis Hamilton was one of the feat winners, but this new guy, Max Verstappen, or however you say his name, dude, he's like worth like $300-something million as a driver. His contract's like $55 million a year.
Isn't Formula One? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't Formula One like you're kind of almost born into it type deal? Like it seems very like each team is like it's almost family based. Like they keep it very.
I don't know.
A lot of the people that are racing right now, they have grew up doing the go-karting stuff and race all the way up. You don't just get to like drive. I think there was like one kid who like his dad was a billionaire that he like sold Michael Kors or something maybe, or like helped sell it, but he's worth like $3 or $4 billion, where like basically his kid is racing for the team because he basically bought the team and his kid raced. But no, most of the drivers actually like have to like go through, there's like F4, F3, F2, and you have to like work your way up. So like, I know we're going off on a tangent here, but like F1, like Red Bull, they have like a junior league in like F2 where they're wanting their hopefully their next drivers to like race in F2 and because they race on Saturday before the big guys race on Sunday. So they get to watch them race, and they're hoping that they do good. So they're like coming up the ranks for the next seasons to come.
Yeah, F1 is like an entirely new thing, obviously in America.
It's blowing up because of the Netflix series.
Like, so my buddies own Podium One Racing.
Yeah.
And I think they have like one of the car or like a car at their place right now that they've like messed around with. And they have like they've got their Podium One sticker on the actual setup. But it's crazy, like these Podium or just these sim racing setups in general.
How real they are.
Like people are literally just sitting in these chairs, hours on end racing, and then getting in a real car and beating people who've done it their whole lives. Because
that's insane.
How much it just transfers. You know, like the timing of everything, the actual feeling of the pedals, the chair, like,
and it like moves and everything.
Yeah, it moves. Like, I mean, they sell like, you know, $70,000 rigs.
Yeah.
They're making them for some cool people.
Yeah, they've done Joe Rogan, Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
It's Chandler Welling.
Yeah, Chandler Welling.
Which he used to do. He used to have a creative business, and then he went into that.
Yeah. Those are the dudes right there. They just drop wisdom. They're great to talk to. Really knowledgeable people, especially now in this sim racing business, which I feel like they've just kind of a crazy corner in. I mean, you can even like stick on like a helicopter thing, and you can go, you know, flying through a city. But on the sim racing stuff or just Formula One, I don't know, when they had it here in Nashville, it was like the most crashed, you know, Formula One racing event ever.
Nashville,
like
Nashville roads.
I guess like the drivers were like tweeting about like how bad it was because like they'd go around turn number 3 and like the race was over for them because it was such a tight, deadly turn.
Interesting.
At the end, it was not a good race.
Yeah, I bet. Wait, was that the F1 actual? Was that a Grand Prix they hosted here in Nashville?
Nashville Grand Prix.
Dang, I missed that. I think I was out of town. I wanted to go.
Yeah, so 2 years in a row. But
how'd you get from Iowa to Nashville? And when did that happen? Well, okay. Well, I flew private, so now.
No. So my girlfriend moved here. She went to school. And I ended up just following her down here. Essentially, I was like, "What am I doing in Iowa?" And that was kind of the question I posed. And I was like, "Let me just move here." And I started like selling paint at Sherwin-Williams.
Yeah, you tell me that.
Shout out Sherwin-Williams. Great job. Just kind of
not for what your dreams were.
Not for what I wanted to do.
You had to make money somehow.
Yeah,
just like we did.
Exactly,
just doing whatever back in the day.
Yep. Yeah, I moved here and I lived under like a veterinarian clinic.
Lived under a rock?
No, a vet clinic.
Patrick the Star.
A vet clinic. I literally lived under a vet clinic.
Which one?
I don't know. It's across from Target. Parker's Paws.
I don't know if
I think it was Parker's Paws. Yeah.
Did you hear dogs barking all the time?
Dude, yeah. Like, I didn't have like walls in this place at all. Like, there's black mold on the ceiling.
Oh, heck yeah.
It was a situation for sure. And you'd wake up on the weekends, you hear dogs barking.
This is before or after you dropped out of college?
This is after.
Nice.
And we're like, what am I doing? Or like,
yeah, well, I was a little bit okay. So for whatever reason, I've always been like a relatively positive person and like in my outlook on life. I always knew that like there was going to be something that would catch for me. I just had like a feeling of like, I'm going to do something that I want. You know, I'm going to find out what that is. For a while, it was designing shoes. I went to school for industrial design. So I wanted to work for Nike, design signature shoes for athletes because I wanted to still be in touch with like that athletic side that I had in myself, right? And doing, signature shoes with athletes would have been just that. obviously dropping out, then I had to change lanes, got my license, obviously. And,
you finally got your driver's license?
Yeah, my driver's license, finally got that. So I could finally finally got the license and started selling houses and stuff, but the content came through.
Yeah.
And that's where the passion was. So it kind of was a full circle, and it still feels funny that I'm making content because that's what I was doing when I was 14 years old. Like I have some cringe. They're all private now. You can't.
I got some cringe videos are online. We can pull them up. Minecraft video that was so cringe.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
You get some hunting ones too.
Huh?
Some hunting ones.
I used to make like survival videos out in the woods and stuff like that.
Really?
Oh, you should have seen mine. Were the worst, but I deleted them on accident. Well,
like
not
solo,
accident,
like solo, like
I would go out in the woods and like show people how to make like snare traps and like stuff to like catch rabbits and everything. I was big into like
wild. It's like when he was young.
I would like build bases out in the woods and like cook over fires and like stuff like that.
Did your parents know what you were doing?
Oh yeah, they just let me go out there for like all day, and I would just come back and I cooked them dinner out there. I made a fire with flint and steel.
A rabbit, Mom and Dad.
I had my own like little campground, and then my parents would like have beef for me. I mean, I couldn't go to the store and buy it and stuff, but then they'd bring it out, and I would cook them hamburgers and like beans and stuff on the fire. We'd have like a little campfire in our like in the woods in the back.
So is that still like a secret about yourself that not many people know? Like a hidden fact
I guess.
Yeah.
Like I feel like not a lot of people know that. I mean, we do, obviously.
Like, are you a survivalist? Like, are you
I was into that. I mean, I haven't like went and trained or anything.
Just like
I wrote like a book on it in school too, like a 20-something page book.
Were you a Boy Scout? Be honest. You were a Boy Scout?
No. I just learned. I YouTube and learned on my own. Scout? No, I didn't do any of that.
Were you a Girl
Scout's honor.
I was a Girl Scout. I sold Girl
honor.
Scout cookies.
You sold Girl Scout cookies?
No.
What is going on?
I thought you did.
I'm like, that's this guy's childhood.
Were you a Scout?
No, dude. Come on now.
Why not?
I was a Scout.
But
was that really?
You know what's funny though is,
were you a Scout?
I was a Boy Scout.
I can see you as a Scout.
Yeah,
I was a Scout. Never made it to Eagle, but I was a Scout.
Never made it to Eagle.
Nope, never made it.
Well, here you are. You made it to Brother L.
Yeah.
Barely.
So like what's funny though is I would like spend all this time outside, but also I would stay up to like 3 or 4 a.m. playing video games, playing Minecraft, like hopping on servers. I built like a Minecraft server. I made like, when I was like 14, I couldn't have my own PayPal account, so like sign one up in my parents' names.
Yeah.
And I made like a couple $100 because back in the day, did you play Minecraft and like play on servers or no?
No, that was a little too nerdy for me.
Ah, cool.
Yeah,
same, Riley knows, but you could go on servers and then like you could buy like money in the game and like you'd have your own lot of land and like all this stuff. So I like sold stuff on a website that then automatically would like, it was coded to then drop it into like your place in Minecraft. So it was like VR, like now, like, you know how like video games, like there, it's going to be there, but like, I guess a good example is like Fortnite with like V-Bucks where like you buy it, but think of like, you know, on Minecraft, you have this whole world, a server that like I created. You have all these lots of land in the city and stuff that we like built. We built like a city and everyone could buy their own homes. Then I would like sell stuff online and then it would come into the video game, and I made a little bit of money, and that funded me to like get then start doing some other stuff, and then it all like transcended into me getting my first camera. So
that's a crazy series of events to get to a camera.
Which first camera?
First camera was 20. I'll get the exact date.
Yeah, Minecraft wasn't. I don't know. I never got Minecraft. I know it's like the most popular game on the planet Earth.
But I played so many hours.
I never got it
on an iPad a few times, but not.
I
wasn't a big like. One thing, I'm good at a lot of things in life. Like I'm really good with athletics. That's always been like, you know, natural. That stuff.
He's a beast.
I am terrible, bro, at video games.
He is.
I was so bad. I've always.
You don't have to be good at Minecraft. You just get on it. That's the thing.
You got to be good at Minecraft.
No, you do not.
No, but like,
there's no skill.
No, you got to be good.
There's no skill based on Minecraft.
But there was like all the server stuff. You could go play Hunger Games.
Hunger Games, Bed Wars, Sky Wars.
Yeah, bro. Riley knows
all that crap.
Riley knows
all that stuff.
He was in your server. This is
dude. I was your biggest fan.
No, we weren't friends. We weren't
friends before then. But
I got this is the second camera I got, which is the Canon 80D in 2019.
That's when we became friends.
The first camera was in 2018, I believe. And then I got the 80D, the Canon 80D.
And then you later found out Minecraft gave you ADHD.
Probably. No, but then when I started doing video, he's like, "No, bro, you need to get a Sony." So that's when I switched and got the Sony A7 III.
Man.
And
you got
Sony
A7R. That's what you got.
A7R.
How do I know that? That's actually crazy.
A7R III. That's right.
Yeah, that was your first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got the A7 III right after.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to, I mean, we're talking about videos and stuff, like first early videos, like the survival stuff. Like, did you get into the video stuff? Like early on in YouTube?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
I got, and if I would have kept going, bro, I started making videos when I was 9.
What was it? Vlog? Were you vlogging?
It was like vlogs, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like short form. Literally, it was so weird.
Daily
that I was doing
vlogger.
that. It was like
What
short
do you vlog
form,
at
like
9?
3. Bro, I would make like skits. You ever watched Fred back in the day?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd make videos like that, but a little different, obviously. But that's what I would do when I was like 9 years old for like years, bro. I made them all the way up until I was in high school. And then high school was like, yo, I'm not homeschooling anymore. I'm going to high school. They can't watch these videos. So I like made them all.
It's weird, like people's like story arcs, like on YouTube, like Fred, obviously he made a couple movies, which was nuts. And then like he had this huge fallout and like, I think he still makes videos online actually.
Yeah, he does some stuff. I know he does like, or he was doing like some kind of hosting stuff.
Yeah.
For things, but I don't know.
But like Niga Higa.
Yeah,
Ryan Higa.
Yep.
Dude, what is he doing now? He makes just videos where he streams and like he hasn't posted. I mean, I was a huge fan of like, How to Be Ninja back in the day, How to Be Gangster.
How to Be Gangster.
Yeah,
yes.
all these hilarious videos. And, he made them up. And I mean, it could have been just burnout, but it's just content now for him, like live streams or
I think
stream clips.
I think some of them just ended up like
just burnt out
probably not really caring about the future platforms, or maybe they thought it was too hard. I don't know.
All right, here we go. 13 years ago. I still have videos up 13 years ago.
That's actually crazy.
Man.
Homemade fishing rod. It has 7.9 thousand views. I was the first one doing short form content.
Honestly, Hunter,
that's crazy.
Short form content 13 years ago. I was the first.
That's gonna hit the algorithm, dude. Just
I'm about to say, hey, if you hit public on that thing would go viral nowadays.
It's still public.
How'd you post it?
It's gonna hit the algorithm.
You better like
give it 2 weeks.
Change the title and the thumbnail and make it pop off, bro.
That's wild. So when you were making videos at 14, like what were the videos about? What were you doing?
Call of Duty. I was making my dream was to get into FaZe.
Okay.
And
mine too.
Up until
no cap.
a few years back,
that was years
ago, like it still was. You know what I mean? Like I was like, what if I could join FaZe? But it's not a thing. You know.
Not anymore.
FaZe real estate. What?
Hey, you never know.
Well, Gaveren, did you hear that they
I am.
So FaZe Banks took over FaZe again?
Yeah, no,
I'm is like changing all of it.
Yeah, no, I'm in tune with all of it.
Which is great.
I hope to see a upcoming arc with them because I'm a huge fan. New York House and everything like that. But I was literally just making montages. I was trying to join Era and SOAR, all those like clans.
Yeah.
Never won the challenge like how like it. Like
the Red Reserve
recruitment,
the montages,
dude.
That was back in the day.
Exactly, like in Black Ops 2, I was heavy into that, obviously. But
what's funny is it was like video games, and then now it's like just big, like crazy opportunities. Like you never know what it's going to do. But what it taught you is like hard work. You have passion, and you'll like work towards it. It's just whenever you got a little older, you're like, oh, you really found what you wanted to do, and then you just went for it.
You know what's hilarious too? My parents always told me to get off the Xbox, go to bed, get off the Xbox. Like, I'm just like, I can literally hear it. I'm down in the basement,
dude. Me
and gaming, and
PTSD kicking in right now.
I know. I feel like for everyone's like that was the thing, and I was always thinking about. Well, I guess they were always thinking about like, how's this guy going to make a future? He's just playing video games and not doing his homework, whatever. And so they'd yell at me to get off, and they're like, "You're never gonna make money at this." And it's so funny because like 6 months ago, I sold a house to my friend I met on Xbox when I was like 16.
That's a wild.
So I'm like, I called up my parents, told them that, and they're like, "All right,
that's
all right, fair enough."
You got me.
That's funny.
Which is funny, and it's like when those full circle moments you skip like just through time. Honestly, it's just hilarious.
But for the most kids, they really don't ever make money.
On Xbox, yeah, probably not. Like,
the majority of people who are addicted to video games never make money.
But I think it's the ones that that like have that thing you said earlier where you're like, you knew you were going to do something that you wanted to do, that you were passionate about, it was going to happen. So
well, it's like transition your freaking grind of video games to real life, and you'll like be successful. Yeah. It's like, did you ever play RuneScape or anything like that?
No,
or World of Warcraft?
You were into like the games, like
the World of Warcraft?
Yeah, no, dude, you must have had a different friend group or something.
No, those were massive games.
They were huge. They're like the biggest games. The biggest games.
Yeah.
Any game where you had to level up and grind.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't play RPGs.
Okay.
I didn't play those.
Well, and either in Call of Duty, like leveling up to try to get prestiges.
Yeah.
Or Pokemon to try to get whatever your Pokemon leveled up.
Yeah.
If you would just think of real life as a video game and then just try to level up and not like play video games and
Yeah.
do that, think of like set all these side quests you're talking about. It does make life a little more like interesting. You know what I'm saying?
It does. It makes it bearable to wake up.
Imagine hitting master.
No, but I'm saying the grind in video games, just
Yeah.
transition that into the grind in real life.
I think the only game that was like I actually leveled up a lot in was Clash of Clans.
Clash?
Back in the day.
Dude,
in
I
high
hate the
school.
dun 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 dun. I'm like,
Yeah.
my roommate always played that and I could hear it through the wall.
Yeah.
Terrible. Because he was way into that Clash.
We were into it in high school, and then
I was into.
I
think
I'm not gonna lie,
everybody
I
was
spent
into
money
it.
on gems, but
No, you spent money?
100%, bro. I was all about that shortcut. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, people that spend money on apps, like that's crazy.
Oh, I was like 14, bro. I had
That's a red flag.
my parents'
That's a
card
red
was
flag,
like
Marcus.
$5.
That's crazy.
bro.
My
I spent probably $40 on it over the.
Dude,
over the
my
year.
friends or my cousins definitely spent thousands on
Yeah.
like skins
mad.
and CS:GO and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why everyone's
That
going to
is-
microtransactions because of Fortnite and all that stuff. They see the
Dude,
value.
there's so
in it.
much money.
Well,
to be
Clash,
made
I
there.
guess, started it. Kind of.
I mean, yeah, gems were like $5 for 1,000 gems, whatever it was.
That's
I
wild.
feel
I'll do
like
that once in a while.
the
I had to level up the dragons. You know what I'm saying? Like,
CS:GO.
can't
They
wait
made
a week
lot
for
of
that.
money.
I can't wait. I need it now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you did say you grew up like doing Minecraft on the iPad. So you were an iPad kid, kind of.
No. So
He was an iPad
I
kid.
grew up. So I got an
Yeah.
iPad in like high school.
No, you're an iPad kid.
No, I won.
I'm kidding.
Did you-
His mom would kill me.
You know that I won 2 iPads? That's how I got an iPad.
You won 2 iPads?
Won 2 iPads
How?
doing this is hilarious. I was doing not American Ninja Warrior, but it was what was the other one? Oh, Wipeout. Remember that show? So they
You did Wipeout?
so like not the one on TV, but the smaller ones. They
The
come
one
to
in my
like
friend's backyard.
no, they come to like
What do you mean
towns.
not the one on TV. Which other one is there?
They had come to like towns, and they had like a little like
What about
course.
kids?
You
That's
do.
just the carnival, bro.
No.
That's all you did.
No,
Yeah, and Anna.
they came to Anna twice.
Oh no, that's not
Bro.
good. That's not good,
So
bro.
I won 2 years in a row.
That's total wipeout.
Really?
Wrong,
Yep.
wrong TV
So-
show there, Marcus.
What's that? What's that?
Yeah,
Brandon?
chill.
That's not wipeout. that's total wipeout, bro.
chill. I need a coffee. No, but I won 2 iPads doing that, which
That's
is kinda
cool,
wild.
bro.
Yeah, he was.
So then you're able
how
to
many
get on an
gigs?
iPad because you won it.
yeah.
How many gigs?
Probably like
it
4
was like
back
back, bro. When I was
Gigabyte.
14, so that would have been like 16 gigs, probably 32, maybe.
Amazing.
Video
Yeah.
games back then were like 2 megabytes.
No, so I only played.
Oh
like,
yeah, no, yeah.
My brother was in the video games, but I never was good at it, so I never played.
Dude, some of these
that
games
much.
now, like on Steam and stuff, they're like 100 gigabytes. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
bruh, what?
it's.
Oh,
It's
I
nuts.
still have the original iPhone,
Do you?
like 4 or whatever.
Oh,
Not-
yeah.
Or the iPod. They don't make iPod touches anymore.
Oh, I used to have
Yeah.
iPod.
I got the original one. I got the 32 gigabyte.
Do you remember when they used to remember that game? It's called Flappy Bird.
Oh,
People were
yeah.
selling their phones for like
Somebody-
thousands of dollars when they deleted it.
Yeah, a kid committed
had
suicide
Flappy
because they messed up on that game.
Yeah, I
Yeah, that game
remember
was,
that.
like,
I was
bad,
coming. I
bad.
came home
Really?
from
Yeah.
Oh,
school,
gave kids like.
and it was
was
on the
breaking
news
their
that some kid
brains.
like. Well, we can't really say that word on the internet.
Yeah, you can.
I'll censor
bleep it
it
out.
But like, yeah, he actually did because of Flappy Bird, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, because he was like on a thing.
You
and
can
was
say
doing-
unalived.
He unalived himself because of a app.
That's insane.
It's
dude.
wild.
That's
Yeah.
too bad. I mean, Flappy Bird.
It was a good game.
I don't know.
It
what I got
pissed me
from
off.
that.
It made me
Well, yeah,
mad.
it was like anger problems like all the way.
Like I definitely have broken controllers. Like I started Call of Duty. This is crazy. I started Call of Duty on the Wii.
Oh, on the Wii?
On the Wii.
Same
Had it
here.
on the
Honestly,
World
really?
at War.
Same.
Yeah. I started World at War on the Wii.
That's crazy.
No,
Yes.
and then I
You
got
guys are
the
crazy.
controller on the Wii, like the controller for the Wii. You
Yeah,
know
it
what I'm talking about?
wasn't great. The CCP.
Then I would destroy everybody because I had the controller.
Everyone
still
was
just
playing
went-
with the Wii controllers and the nunchucks.
That's
What are you doing over there?
That's right. I went nunchuck and like the Wii remote. I was just doing this. Like, no, I'm looking back on it. Like my parents walking down in the basement. If I had like, I think it was my basement was cold.
You had a blanket on?
I had a blanket on. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No, obviously that
Yo,
wouldn't
that's
work
messed
because
up.
they would ruin the connection
Yo.
to the
It's
TV.
gonna be great clips.
But like, I started on the Wii, dude, and that's how I actually met like a couple like friends through.
Okay.
You
through
want to? I started on the Wii. You want to know how? This is crazy. I came down. There's Dave and Buster's here in Nashville, and my aunt and uncle took us there, and we like won a bunch of tickets. And my sister gave me enough tickets, which is like so kind of her. Looking back,
So
but she gave me enough tickets to get the Call of Duty game at Dave and Buster's. So I got
Wow.
a $60 game for the Wii, and I remember loading it up.
It
and
only cost you
playing-
$240 to get it.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, for sure. My grandpa just handed us cards and like let us go crazy. But I won it at Dave and Buster's, and then I was like got
That's sick.
addicted to Call of Duty from there.
That's
crazy.
That's
wild.
early on. Like World at War? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's early days. Early days. So, I mean,
oh, shoot.
Oh, yeah, what?
But
no, I was going to say, I got some more things we're going to cover before we...
Oh, yeah, no, totally. Yeah.
No, so recently you've done a cool project with the Elon Musk company with the tiny houses or something.
Boxable,
what's that about? So it's not, is it his thing or what's that about?
So Boxable is just a company. They have tiny homes, like they're 361 square feet, and they basically unfold and fold, and you can put them anywhere. That's the idea. They're not in every state yet, mostly just Las Vegas, Nevada area, and they're going to get hopefully confirmed in California soon. But the whole idea, Galliano's the son of the owner. He's the marketing director there, but messaged him and wanting to do this like tour. And basically early on in their fruition of their company, Elon Musk reached out.
Okay.
And bought one of these things and put it down in Texas is the story at his SpaceX place. Because, famously, Elon Musk has a very simple life, right? Supposedly he lives in this tiny home. Again, I don't think he lives in this more. It could be more just like a studio where he walks into it. Who knows? Maybe they unfolded it and like put it somewhere, right? It could, or it's like people are saying like, oh, this is probably the entrance to his mansion. You know what I mean? It's like
he probably owns multiple houses.
Yeah.
You probably go in it and then through a secret trapdoor and underground, he owns like half the world underground.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's a whole nother world that he lives in the upside down or something. But like he, that's the story of how like we got connected. But that video's done well. Got a couple million views online.
Sweet.
And then like, Graham has already done a tour of like the whole factory before. Like it's obviously is circulated, but it was one of those things that just like I wanted to see it for myself. And we got to stay 2 nights in it, in a little casita.
How was it?
It was great. Super comfortable. They had everything that you could think of. I mean, it's just a proper little tiny home. That's it. The idea, they have like, spray foam and all the, I forget what it's called.
Pretty cheap too, right? Like
$60K.
That's not bad at all.
$60K for a house.
So it hooks up the plumbing and all that? Just regular little tiny house, boxes?
Probably for each place will be different, because it is technically almost considered like a mobile home, right? So you're still going to need like a slab or something to set it on, get it approved by the city, and all the codes are different from place to place. But for the most part, you just set it up. It's like a tent. They unfold in like 30 minutes.
Dang. It's actually crazy.
That's wild.
So what's your favorite thing you've done so far? Like
as far as like where favorite place I've stayed, or favorite place like just like
favorite
house?
place you've like toured?
Favorite place I've ever toured. I mean, the most recent one, obviously the Europe trip, but that Arizona house.
Yeah. And that's worth what? 20?
That's just, it's 20 million. People are saying like it's the most affordable house for what you're getting with all the amenities. It is amenity loaded. It's got a 6,000 square foot man cave with a batting cage and $130,000 golf simulator.
Yeah.
By Full Swing.
Was it nice?
That's crazy.
Dude, it was so nice. It's crazy. There's 80 motors in this thing. And you can just see it. Like there's a, what do you call it? A projector that goes down on the ground, draws your line for you, helps you line up your putts. And there's just 80 motors that go around, and you can, all sorts of pitches, all sorts of greens or different patterns. So you can just perfect your game. You don't have to leave your house. I mean, you can
so it'll change the green so you can putt.
Dude, the ground will move underneath you. There's 80 motors that move up and down.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That alone is 80 some $1,000 just for that. And then you add on the other thing. So it's $130,000 total. And then off of that, there's a full commercial grade gym. One of the LA Dodgers, I don't know if I probably won't say his name, but he used to live there at this place. The reason I'm not going to say his name is I don't even remember.
I love that.
His last name's plastered everywhere in the house, though. There's a big E. Funny. So whoever played for the LA Dodgers, your last name's an E. It's everywhere in the house. His logo.
Someone will comment that and figure it out.
Yeah, someone knows. But yeah, Gilbert, Arizona, which is kind of a place where not many people venture to, but the whole idea is traveling to these places just to get the wow factor.
Well, I'm sure they got some bang for their buck to build such a crazy property.
They did.
I wonder how much more it would have been to like be somewhere a little more like where the land and
Scottsdale, for instance.
And taxes,
it would be 40-60 million probably out there.
Oh yeah, for the amount of stuff that they put in there. I mean, the go-kart. I even talked about the go-kart track, and you can literally, they have a retina scanner. You scan your eyes in the go-kart track, and then the stairs. You hear a click, the stairs pop up. You open the stairs, you go down into the basement. There's a full armory, and there's a 2-lane, 150 foot long shooting range.
Underground?
Yeah, underground.
Oh, I gotta watch this video.
Underneath the go-kart track. And they have this thing that's called I'm going to butcher this. It's it's called the Megget. I think it's called Megget. Anyway, it's a super, if you're like a shooting gun enthusiast, if you've heard of Megget, you're like probably pretty pumped to see this house because literally there's holographic images that pop up on your little shooting board and it'll be like bad guys and you have to like, target the bad guy.
Oh my
essentially.
gosh.
And it knows when you hit him.
There's a sensor, there's lasers in it. It's insane. I mean, the whole thing is just over the top. It's a man cave.
And did someone build it to sell? They built it, had a lot of fun, and then want to get rid of it?
Well, the LA Dodger guy who played for the LA Dodgers, he built the house. And then the new owners expanded onto it. So they built the go-kart track and the shooting range and all that. Okay. But whoever played for the Dodgers at this place, he's got like the inside of like in the closet, when you go into the guy's closet. Also there's a 2-story closet for his lady, 2-story closet with a secret room onto the roof. It's crazy. It literally is like a dream. This whole house is just some like kid dreamed it up and they made it happen. Like that's what it feels like. But you go into his closet and it's on the walls everywhere is LA Dodger blue leather and then the inside of a baseball glove on all the walls. Wow. So it's just like the amount of detail and the attention to everything in this house, everywhere you turn, it's just like your head spinning. There's an aquarium in the shower. Like I can just keep going. Like there's so many things that just like doesn't like.
I feel like every room would blow your mind. Like
every single room was just like crazy. They had like exotic birds in this property as well. Misters everywhere. That drops the temperature by like 20-30 degrees. So it's just crazy. That's wild. Crazy house.
Well, I saw the beginning because I watched a little bit of your video today, but obviously I was working. But the beginning drone shot, like the top down, it's huge.
Yeah,
the whole property is massive.
Fat, 4.36 acres.
Dang, and the house is pretty much the whole thing.
Yeah,
Especially with that go-kart track.
Yeah,
it's nutty. And then we're about to go. There's a cool house in Arizona.
Yep.
They have a robot that makes you drinks.
Oh wow!
And like serves
to the lady, and that's crazy to have.
Like on some video game.
Oh, they have the huge
Shark Tank
aquarium. Yeah,
the pool looks crazy.
Yeah,
I was checking out their website, the other homes and everything. I mean, all of them on there are just like, wow.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, so that's where we're at.
That's super cool.
Well, dude, congrats on everything.
Yeah, it's been a lot. I'm still going and just making content like you guys, and we're gonna do a lot of awesome stuff. Together.
No, we're gonna collaborate on a lot of things. I think
everything.
I don't even want to talk about it yet because I know it's gonna be something that we can. It's gonna be huge. There's like the real estate. Like
untapped.
It's untapped.
Yeah, untapped.
We're gonna tap in.
The content that's like not made for real estate. I feel like is like really untapped. And then obviously your stuff that you're doing is like so unique that I think it's gonna be a very
what's exciting is we're not like just gonna sit back and watch from far. We're gonna work on cool projects together, which is gonna be really well. We've already have technically.
Yeah.
But like just like what we're talking about here is just the tip of the.
That was pretty much our whole day yesterday was meetings. It's almost 4 hours of the day.
Yeah. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
But it's fun. It's fun.
Great,
and you got to do those things to get to the result.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is, especially like for people that are going into what you're doing or anything really, but it's like putting in that extra work. Just like you have to. There's like really no shortcut for it. And then playing the long game, like you said earlier, you have to play the 3-5 year game all the time, but operate quickly, in the moment. Did
you guys ever have like a big win moment? Was there ever like a turning point where you guys like also like Brotherdale? Where does that name come from? I don't even know where that name comes from.
We're in an interview now. I like this. All right, cool.
Like I haven't even asked you guys that. Like where does Brotherdale come from?
Yeah, so you want to go into that one, then I'll go into like the big win.
Yeah, so Brotherdale, I mean, people were like, "What's up, bro?" and stuff, and one of our friends just said Brotherdale, and that's what we were all started saying for like a year. And like everyone was just saying, "What's up, Brotherdale?" Like
you guys need to get sketched. The "What's up, brother?"
Yeah,
you guys need to go. "What's up, Brotherdale?"
That would be fine.
We'll just pay him to do it. Like spend the money, whatever it costs. Who knows?
I think you do it if we just had that hat on and be like, "Dude, this is our company name." And he'd be like, "What's up, Brotherdale?" And like that's like our intro to our podcast or something.
Amazing.
No, I was with him not too long ago. Like literally, like last.
He was at the comedy show you were at.
He went to the comedy show, and then he walked right by me, and they were all taking photos. It's like, "Yo, what up?" So I went and talked to him. He was a really cool dude, and I think we'll see him next month at the Raw Grant opening because he hangs out with Nell.
We got to have him do it down there. That'd be sick.
Yeah, we definitely have to.
So that the name literally came from just us started all saying as friends. And then when we started the company, before we even started it, him and I had hats made basically just like this, but in all black with white letters.
Yeah.
And we just wore them everywhere, like before we had the LLC or anything. And we got asked all the time. Like I remember the first fresh hats we got, we went on a trip. We were on the plane. The stewardess like asked like, what's Brotherdale? And then someone else on the plane, like random passenger, was like, yo, the hat's cool. Like, what's Brotherdale? Mm-hmm. And then we just kept getting asked almost like every week, like, what's Brotherdale? What's Brotherdale? And so it was like almost like people were intrigued by the name, but they didn't know what it was. So we're like, okay, it's a catchy name apparently. Yeah. And then we're like, when we named our company, one of the guys was like, yo, just name it Brotherdale. And we're like, it'd be cool. Let's do it. And then we were like, it'd be cool if we got paid in a check, like to Brotherdale is like a joke.
Funny. It's
and
like
so like
inside joke. Like,
so that's how we that's how we got the name.
The name is like approachable too. Brotherdale.
That's the idea.
Like it's approachable. It doesn't have like this stiffness to it that some agencies or just any brand in general has. Like Brotherdale is very flowing.
Well, that was the idea because we didn't want it
to
be
address.
Like we didn't want it to be we didn't want it to be like where it's like media or visuals, shout across visuals, but or like like the normal marketing thing because it's not. Our company isn't
not normal
that way. No, it's a very like if you go shoot with a celebrity or a bigger company, whatever it is, like we're friends with those people and we hang out and it's a good time.
We literally will pull up and they'll be like, "Oh, the Brotherdales are here," and it's like we're actually like creating a brand.
Yeah,
and that was our goal.
I think the big win. So there's a bunch of big wins and there's a bunch of like little wins, and we don't really notice like the losses. Like you do, but like it's just something that's expected. So you just keep going.
Yeah.
So I guess the big wins would be like we hit like. When we first started, we went to Tampa and ended up meeting Monster, the Rain, and that was like a really, really big first win for us where we didn't get paid at all for a year pretty much. But it was like one of those things where we saw the potential in it. So that was definitely the first one that gave us momentum.
Yeah.
And once you have momentum, as long as you don't lose it, like you want to keep that going throughout the whole thing. So then I think the second one, for me personally, there was a bunch in between. And like we brought on new clients and like started bringing on stuff like Perry came in, and when we hired him, that was a huge win for us because now we were like, okay, it's not just us. We have a person that's on our team. Now we have an employee. Like that's crazy. That was a huge win for us.
Our baby.
But the one that really like stuck with me, and you weren't there because you didn't go to LA, but we went to. Well, I mean, you were part of it. We went to LA when we finally won the Monster contract with Rain. They flew us out to LA to go shoot with all the legends they have. So it was like Thor. All their big athletes, essentially. And that's where I filmed the Thor video of him punching Tio. And that one went stupid viral. But we were there, and when we walked in, the people that were running the whole thing were like, hey, Brotherdale's here. Brotherdale, this is Brotherdale Station right here. And they said it like a company instead of like a person. And it was very, very cool. It's like, oh, wow.
Yeah, even though some people might be small, but like crazy. To us, that was like a big deal.
Yeah, because it's separated because for years, you're freelancing and it's you. And like the companies want you to be there because it's, want Marcus or want Hunter there. But for this one was like, hey, this is Brotherdale Station right here. And I was like, that's actually nuts. So that was a big win mentally for me. I was like, yo, that's actually wild. And then, I mean, other like big breaks, I would say, what's like a big break?
Or just a moment, not even a break, but like a moment where you realize what you're doing like was impacting. Like it was actually making real impact. Like
I think it's like when it still happens almost every week when we have like big team meetings and I see everyone there. Yep. I just like it's so surreal, and I'm like always like, holy crap! Like we have a full team, and I think like people are making money from
a moment like that. Recently was my first drive. It was the Christmas party. And then we went out and took all the guys out and we went and got shoes. And we're like walking through the mall. We went to Golden Goose and did the whole thing. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, dang. Because we did this last year and there was like 3 of us, and now it's like a whole like group of guys, and it's like that was just insane to me. I'm sitting back and watching because I'll have those moments where I'll sit down and I'll watch like the thing happening, and I'll like just take in the moment. And it's not very often, but it happens like every few months or every 6 months, whatever it is. But I'm like, this is actually wild. And I'll take like 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and just like enjoy the moment. And I'm like, dang, we're building a team, and everybody cares about what we're doing, and we're like the guys in the company are advancing, and we're like building this reality that wouldn't exist if we didn't like try to do this. We'll have Gaveren back on for a part 2 eventually, probably next season, because then we'll know where you're at then.
Season 3.
Yeah. Dang. How many episodes are in one season, Riley?
As we want.
Whatever I decide.
Yeah.
Maybe 100.
Who knows?
At this rate, we're gonna fly through them.